So how has COVID-19 impacted real estate markets worldwide, and will we ever return to normal? Isn't that the million-dollar question? Well, let's take a look at it, because there's been some pretty big behavioural changes worldwide, which certainly impact real estate, as well as some infrastructural changes as well. So if we look at the behaviour, one of the biggest changes that's come about is the introduction of virtual tours. With social distancing being a thing, virtual tours absolutely took off, but they've remained ever since. A study done by Realtor.com showed that listings that included a virtual tour get, on average, 87% more views than something that doesn't include a virtual tour. So it's pretty clear that the market is spoken, and that looks like something that's going to be here to stay. There is definitely a lower demand for commercial office space. While there may be as many spaces potentially being rented, there's definitely a requirement for smaller office spaces, as well as more of a habit of subletting some of the office space that's required. Because even now that we've returned relatively to normal, it's believed that more than 50% of workers will still have some kind of work from home arrangement with their employer, averaging about 2 days a week at home, which logically spills on to a difference in taste for real estate purchases for homes and rentals. There's been a significant increase in urban real estate demand. Lifestyle properties, because if people aren't having to travel into the office every single day, people are willing to live further away from the city. Not only that, but that naturally flows on to a demand for more office space in homes and in rentals. But by far the biggest impact that COVID-19 has had on the real estate market is on the price and the cost of it in all ways, shapes and forms. The price of real estate to buy, the price of real estate to rent, and the price of real estate to build have all been impacted significantly. Why? Because we had a housing shortage before COVID-19 hit in most developed countries around the world. So in 2019, our supply of housing was already behind what we needed. And then we effectively shut everything down for 18 months, but the population didn't stop growing. The demand didn't stop growing, but our supply did. So if we think of the 18 months after the world was reopened, the 18 months that got missed got popped on top. Not only that, most governments around the world had gone and had a look at what they were intending to spend over the next 5 and 10 years and brought that forward to try and stimulate their economies. So not only did we have a normal 18 months with another 18 months piled on top of it, but we basically had everything from the future pulled forward as well. So what has that ended up with? That's ended up with a massive competition, huge demand with very limited supply, because the other impact of COVID was choked supply for construction materials, especially with China taking a lot longer to open up than the rest of the world. The demand skyrocketed, but supply was constrained. Typical demand and supply equation here: as demand goes up, if supply stays down, prices skyrocket, and that's what we've seen. So will things ever return to normal? Yeah, they will. In fact, they're normal right now, as in you need to accept that this is the new normal. Prices are not going to go back down, rentals are not going to go back down, construction is likely to remain very similar to this, if not continuing to increase for some time yet. So does that mean we should all sit back and put our hands up and just go, all right, too hard? Absolutely not. There is opportunity in every single landscape. And don't forget, when the demand and supply equation is this far out of tilt, that has to impact prices further. So there is absolutely still opportunity to be had. Until next time, invest safely. If you got value out of this, if you found it interesting, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to comment if you've got any questions, or if you found anything particularly interesting in this, or if you've come up with a way to take advantage of these circumstances for your own benefit and hopefully for the community.